All right, this video is for the ladies. If you're wondering about what it's like to move up here, all the challenges associated with being a woman living in North Idaho, today is the day for you. This video is going to cover all of those topics. Let's check it out. Okay, well, here we go. We're going to dive into some questions for the females out there. We've had a lot of people reach out and appreciate when we have our wives on. I just realized we're sitting opposite, so.
Oh, you said our wives. I was just going to say, we picked two random ladies from North Idaho.
Well,
brought them on here today.
I think they're good candidates. They've both been women for 40 years or more. Is that accurate?
Wait.
Wow. My wife's 30. So
yeah, I'm still in my 30s.
Gosh. Wow. So you guys know what it's like to be a woman and move to North Idaho. You both came from warmer areas.
That's
very
true.
warm. So I think we're going to answer a lot of those questions because there's a lot of women out there that are like, I don't know if I can handle it. Well, if these two can handle it, you can handle it.
Accurate. That's true.
Am I wrong?
This is good.
Okay. So Dave and I have a series of questions that we're going to run through, and hopefully we will cover the gamut of any questions you guys might have out there. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
My first question for you is, like, when you moved here, when you relocated to somewhere that you were the first of your family to come up here, anybody else, right? Same for you. What was important to you? And was there anything that was more important to you, just being a woman, moms, wives, anything else? What was important to you when you moved here?
I mean, first and foremost, it's a better place to raise our kids. And as a mom, that's always your number one goal is your kids. And so coming here, it was safer. There was more opportunities for them. They could ride their bikes to the gas station.
Yeah.
What are they buying at the gas station, Renee?
A Milky Way for me.
Okay. A Milky Way for Dave and some Doritos.
Cigarettes.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say the same thing for me. That's something that was super cool for us. We moved downtown, and then our kids could walk or ride our bikes. And they were, how old were they, Seth, when we moved here? Like
10 and...
It was like sixth grade and,
ish.
or no, fifth grade and
10 and 12.
Yeah.
Something
whatever.
like that.
And we weren't concerned with it at all. Maybe we should have been a little bit. I don't know. But we enjoyed that because that's not how it was at home, where we came from. And then just having so much to do. There's mountain, there's lakes, there's whatever you could do around here. So plenty of opportunity for the kids to get outside.
So
Okay.
it seems like kids were like the big theme. Trying to create a good place for them. That's cool.
For sure.
It's a pretty common theme I hear a lot. How has living here changed your daily life or priorities?
Changed our day.
What things? What do you? Okay. What do you prioritize more now that you did not as much where you previously lived?
What do we prioritize more now?
I don't know if this is the right answer.
There's
what
no
you're
wrong
meaning,
answers.
what you're meaning though, but I would say like community and friends. Like we
Okay.
didn't really have that back home.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I don't know. We back in California. We just didn't really have a group of people that we hung out with.
You're from
that
California?
we really connected with. And then when we moved here, we just started meeting people, and everyone we met was really amazing. And then we met you guys, and we've just created this great community with these awesome people that we just love to be around.
The way you sounded, it sounded like you guys then met us.
Sometimes I wonder.
So, you know, all of us know that's a common theme that we get from people that are moving up here. Like, man, I moved up and I liked everybody. Why do you guys think that is? When people move up here and all of a sudden they find community, why is it that we didn't find it in Yucca Valley and you guys didn't find it in Paradise like you wanted to?
I don't know. Maybe people are friendlier here.
I think
something I
people
noticed.
are more intentional when they move here. Most people or a lot of people in our experience are moving here to get away from something else, right? So they're moving here to find community, to find a better place to raise their kids, to be in a safer environment or a different political climate. And so moving here, you're with a lot more like-minded people.
Yeah, and maybe because of that, like you're moving to a new area, and like a lot of the people are new, so they're being friendly and they're happy to be here.
Everybody
and,
wants to meet people because
Yeah,
they're all new.
I mean, you can't even walk on Tubbs Hill. We used to walk multiple times a week on Tubbs Hill, and it's like every time we walked by somebody, it was like, "Hi, how are you guys?" And it's just like, where are we?
That's
It was
super
great.
cool.
Yeah.
I remember when we opened our bank account when we first moved here, we said we were moving from out of state, and we had all of the tellers come into the office. We had, I think, probably 4 different people that worked in the bank telling us where we should go eat, what we needed to do, all the things we needed to try. And it was
that's
it was
super nice,
another
yeah.
weird, like, where are we?
That's
What
why
is
we do
going
this
on?
podcast, so people
Yeah.
know where to go. So if the podcast doesn't
Yeah.
work for you, you can go to the
Go
bank.
to the bank. Yeah.
That's perfect. So got some great banks up here. You can go check them out. That's cool. So how about this? I got a question that a lot of people, and not to make this just a women thing, because I know for men, honestly, I struggled a little bit if I was a fashion, if I have to be a little bit fashionable, I have a hard time finding clothes in Coeur d'Alene. I like Carhartt, I like jeans, like my normal everyday. But if I got to go get a suit or a dress shirt, I'm like, shoot, I got to go to Spokane. How is shopping up here?
Shopping.
I think shopping out here is more boutique focused as opposed to
Big mall. or big-
commercial stores. So you're going to get, at least for women, of course we have Buckle for the men to shop at, but you guys might have to go to, the Valley to get some clothes.
Pretty much.
Or North 40 or
Yeah.
Costco.
If you're a dude and you're not buying your clothes at North 40, Costco, and Black Sheep, then you're wrong. Okay?
Yeah,
We
I
don't
don't
go
feel
to
like
the
there's
Valley.
like major fashionista men here, but
Or you guys shop out of our work closet. So.
Or
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Pretty much.
you just wear free merch. Yeah. But for us, I feel like boutique shopping is my favorite because it's fun. You're supporting local. Like, I know so many boutique owners. I come in, they know me by name. That's maybe not a good thing.
No, it doesn't sound like a good thing.
But I love supporting friends, and that's kind of what this community has become. Is I do love to shop, and if I can shop and support my friend and help pay her bills, then I would rather do that than go to TJ Maxx or Nordstrom's or someplace, especially in Washington where their sales tax is so much higher.
Yeah.
Nothing to add there, huh?
Yeah.
No, she covered it pretty well.
All right, perfect. I mean, and
Yeah.
we do have all the big box stores, if you need them. But
We do have a TJ Maxx.
We do
But-
have a TJ Maxx,
And
we
a
have
Kohl's
Target
and-
and a Kohl's and Buckle and, things like that. So we do have options if you can't find it. But
But there's a lot of really
yeah.
cute boutique stores, and that's where I go to. So
yeah.
How about safety? And the reason I bring up safety is, as we all know, we just had a shooting in the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office inside, right? A shooter in there. We've had the Canfield incident recently, which shook our community. We've had incidents like anywhere else, right? That stuff happens, but if that stuff becomes a little polarizing in the news. How about you guys? Like, is there ever been a time where you guys feel uncomfortable? How do you feel in terms of safety up here, walking down the street by yourself, anything that concerns you?
no, not at all for me. That's what I love about like downtown Coeur d'Alene. I can go walk all the shops and do whatever by myself and feel perfectly safe. And that's a good feeling because where we moved from, it used to be really nice, but then the homeless took over and they were like camping in all the doorways of the stores and you couldn't even walk anymore without being chased or being yelled at or whatever. So it was so nice when we came here and saw the downtown and we're like, there's no homeless people, no crazy people on the corners. Like,
There's no trash.
Trash,
There's no,
yeah.
just super clean. Feels really safe. I've felt very safe everywhere I've been here.
How has that affected your overall stress level? Have you noticed anything after moving here?
For me, it wasn't so much, honestly, safety, because we moved from kind of the armpit of California. There wasn't a lot of crime where we came from, like in our little community. And so for me personally, our kids just didn't go to the gas stations because they couldn't actually, it was too far away.
Gotcha.
We didn't have sidewalks.
And it was 112
It was
degrees and they would
112
die.
degrees. Yeah, there wasn't sidewalks. I wouldn't let them walk on the side of the highway, stuff like that. So for me, a lot of it is the infrastructure here. There's bike paths, there's walking trails, there's, sidewalks. So safety is huge, obviously. but I didn't come from LA or a super high crime area. So that's just my perspective on it, is just I trusted my kids to be safe because there's crosswalks and sidewalks and that type of thing.
Okay.
Nothing on that one.
Not really. I think like everywhere we lived was like the neighborhood we lived in, and everything was very safe. Kind of out of the way, out of the city. So I think we felt safe that way. I did feel, just because of the timing of everything, was when the Black Lives Matters thing was really big, and then COVID was going strong, and it just felt very heavy at that time with him being a cop and all of that. So I remember when we moved here and we drove over the Washington-Idaho border, and I literally, like, my shoulders dropped, and I was just like I felt safe. And I don't know why or what that reason was, but I just felt like, oh my God, okay, I'm home, I'm safe. So that was a weird feeling.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It is pretty awesome. Yeah.
How's the nightlife in Coeur d'Alene?
I don't know. I'm 40 something.
Can you guys help somebody that's wondering about nightlife? Is there stuff to do after business hours out here? Other than hiking and skiing?
Yeah, there is. There's
you have to be pretty intentional. There's definitely bars to go to. But I mean, we were eating dinner at Seasons the other night, and we were there till 8:30, and we were the last ones in the restaurant. They were
North Idaho goes to bed early.
To kick us out. But yeah, in general, North Idaho does go to bed early. So
yeah, I think there's a few places to go. Where's that?
Go to Nashville North.
Yeah. Could do that. I don't know. Have never gone to the bars
How about the wine house?
that high. Yeah, that's nice. I've never been there super
My wife's
late,
looking
though.
at me like she's never seen the wine house. You've been to the wine house.
It's on Sherman, right? That one?
Is that a pretty cute little place?
It
or-
is very cute.
It's cute. Yeah. I haven't been in a few years. I'm not a big wine drinker, but
Zero wine drink.
I don't.
Only if it comes in a box, right?
Yeah. Gosh, it's probably been 5 years since I've been there, but I have no idea their hours. To be honest with you, it's
But-
really cute inside.
I mean, and Whispers is cool down in the resort. So
Oh, the
Oh,
resorts.
yeah. Resort's fun.
the resort's good.
I'd say the resort is probably like the main hub for nightlife.
Clearly, we're just not the right people to ask
We're
this question
not,
to. But
no. I go to bed at 8:30.
You can go to Mix.
We need to ask Truk this question.
True could be good. There are options. We went to the Spokane Comedy Club one time.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
We saw JP Sears. That was good. And so you can, if you want to brave the Washington side, you can do that.
Spokane,
And there's
for
stuff
sure.
to do there.
I get angry every time I go over there. One time I went over there and there's people yelling and blocking the street, and it's like a Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Th-
I
there's
do
that.
not feel safe in Spokane.
No, I don't feel safe.
It's only
in
30 miles
Spokane.
away. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I had to go in the Apple store the other day, and I'm like, dude, like watching my back.
Yeah.
I don't like it over there. Yeah, we went over there. We saw, who was it? That comic. He does all the crowd work.
Oh gosh.
None of us can remember his name right now. That's how good he is. He's like super famous right now.
Oh, really?
And
Matt
nobody.
Rife.
Matt Rife. There we go.
I've
Yeah.
never
Never
heard
heard of
that name in my life.
Really? Oh, he's pretty hilarious. We went and saw Matt Rife. I was hoping to get into a verbal with him, but I didn't. I was
You were
too far
sitting too far
away.
away.
I'd have to really yell.
Yeah, we've done quite a few concerts over there, and so that's a nice thing. Is even though we're a little sleepy on this side of state line,
We don't really have a good concert venue, huh?
No.
No.
It's not that far away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you are looking for comedy clubs or different restaurants or nightlife, it's not far.
I feel like we're more, I don't know, experience driven. I'm thinking of Stella's on the Hill, something like that, where you have
Or
this
Discovery Fire.
Discovery Fire.
Discovery Fire is phenomenal.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're all out there wondering what the hell we're talking about. Discovery Fire it's like a wedding venue normally.
But Thursday
nights in the summer,
yeah.
you can buy tickets and it's like all you can eat barbecue food. There's
Dude, everything.
alcohol. Oh, it's so amazing. And the
Live
venue.
music. Yeah. It's
That
great.
like that night we were up there.
Tri-tip,
Core memory.
stuffed sausage.
Absolute core
yeah.
memory.
Cornbread.
Yeah.
And they have
Absolutely phenomenal.
games and music, and it's just so beautiful.
And they're open till it gets dark, which
Yeah.
is like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's
Perfect
pretty.
time.
How about guys? Any hot guys up here? I don't think anybody come to mind
A
at
lot
all.
of hot cowboys around here.
I have a really good question.
Sorry, that's
This is
Montana.
This one's
Wrong state.
burning question. For the ladies out there that like to get all the stuff,
Self-care.
You don't even know
are
what
there
you're saying.
options? I don't know what I'm saying.
Self-care.
Yeah.
Is what he
that
means.
self-care?
How is self-care up here?
There's a wonderful place on every corner that you can go get stuff on.
There honestly is. There are a ton of aesthetic places to go here, and a lot of high quality places. I go to Aesthetica. Brenda's also really good at
Touch of
Touch of
Talks.
Talks. Yeah.
Sarah Hamilton.
Yeah, a lot of really good places to go that we would recommend because we've been to. A lot of good hairstylists up here. A lot of people do a ton of education in their field.
And no, none of it's cheaper.
And no, it is not. It is not. It is not cheaper. It was actually more expensive for me here. But worth
That's
it.
good. Nails, all that stuff is here. So
Yep.
okay, cool. And I'm glad to know that, if you want to inject neurotoxins in your face, that you can get that done here too. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're all
Not
about
a
it.
touchy subject at all.
I like it when her face is frozen. And she's like, it's got Botox today. Oh, it's cool.
All right. What about hair? You guys both have hair. Is that a thing up here?
You do both have hair. I just noticed.
Thanks.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yep. I have a great gal that I love.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
tons of places to go.
if you are moving here, feel free to reach out with questions specific to those things. Dave and I will be happy to answer that for you.
One last thing. Okay. One last thing I got to know. So if you're moving here and you are, it doesn't matter. You work, you're a single mom, you got kids, whatever. What is the best way for a female mom, whatever you want to say, to get involved in the community? What's the best way to find your tribe, to get connected, and those types of things?
I think it depends on what your interest is. So like when I first moved here, I went to Facebook and it wasn't Facebook. It was one of the, there's an app where they do groups, and there was a hiking group around here for women.
Okay.
And so I went to that a couple times, and I was just like trying different groups and different things to find my tribe. So that's a good way. I think Facebook has some places, or I can't remember what that.
Nextdoor app.
No, I can't remember. It's an app just for that, for like groups that meet up.
Tinder. I think it's called Tinder.
No.
That's groups?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Apparently he's never been on Tinder.
That's Tinder's.
I'm not familiar.
Not worried about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I met my first girls group here through the gym. So I think it's just getting involved in things that you enjoy doing, and it just kind of will snowball into something else. Church, but just
Whatever you're interested in.
Yeah. It's hard because we moved here and our kids were a little bit older, so we weren't doing let's meet at the park and play or crafting or any of that type of thing. So it was different than meeting people when the kids were little. But yeah, just kind of getting involved in the things that you like to do or finding groups.
Yeah, you have to be proactive. Like you actually have to try, I
Yeah.
think.
But there's a lot of that stuff for like mommy and me groups too.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that, right?
Mhm. And there's a huge homeschool community here.
Huge. Yeah.
Different types of homeschooling too. So not just like one type of homeschool. And they do things all the
Homeschool
time.
co-ops and everything,
yeah.
yeah.
And so if you're into homeschooling, it's huge here.
Can we talk about weather?
Can we?
Well, way to bring this conversation down.
And we're sad.
How have you guys adapted to the cold weather? You are both born and raised in California. You are used to hot weather and sunshine. How have you adapted?
Honestly, I do pretty well through the holidays because it's Christmassy and it's magical. But then January, February, March, I struggle for sure. But we've just kind of adapted because it's not just that it's cold, it's the lack of sunshine. And moving from a place where we're used to sun 360 days a year, it's hard not having it for 6 months at a time. And so, what? You want to say something?
This is when I start drinking. Like
three
my wife
When I
said,
start talking about
January,
weather.
February, going into March.
Oh, look, it's
like
January.
come home and every glass is half empty. I'm like, oh, hey.
We just have switched our mindset. We always used to vacation in the summer because it used to be 120 degrees outside where we were from, and so we would go somewhere nicer. Now we vacation in the spring, late February, early March,
Ooh,
And
where are you guys going this year?
And that has helped a lot. This year we're going to Australia.
Australia.
That's so cool. You guys, you going?
Yeah, we're going to Australia too, and I'm so excited to get killed by the many things that will kill me over there.
Yeah, apparently we're going to die. But
I'm
it'll
going to be drowned
sunny.
by a kangaroo, apparently.
Yeah.
Tell me about like winter clothing. What did you expect? How many battery-powered clothing devices
Okay,
do you own?
this is really funny because
Okay.
when I first moved here, I got all the winter stuff.
I
And
lived through
anytime,
this
anytime I went
experience.
outside, I had like leggings underneath with my pants over it, and then like multiple socks or heated socks, and like layer. Now I don't layer at all in the winter unless we're like going out to like the parade. When we did the parade,
Yeah.
we're like
Stay
layering
out
up
for
and
hours.
doing
Yeah.
no, standing
Here's
in the
what
cold
I tell
forever.
people, and this is what I told her, having grown up in a cold climate. You don't work outside for a living. You will be outside for 30 seconds at a time, maybe 3 times a day.
Yep.
So there you go. If you can endure 30 seconds with a pair of jeans in 30-degree weather, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really doesn't get to you unless you're out in it for an extended period of time. And it's not typically windy here. And it's cloudy all the time. So it doesn't feel as cold as it does. Like we were from the desert and it was windy and 50 and it was freezing. But here, 30 and cloudy doesn't feel that bad.
And I
So,
think the worst is not knowing what the winter's going to bring because it's different every
Every year.
year.
But that's also exciting.
No, like I mean, it's like you get to April and you're like, oh, we're almost there, and then you have a year where it's raining until July. We've had one of those.
Wow. Yeah, we did.
yeah.
It was bad. We
On
didn't
4th of
have,
July was the biggest storm
Yeah.
ever. It was cool though. It was like
Dude.
lightning everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get summer. But summer also pushed all the way through September that
yeah.
year.
It did. It
Yeah.
pushed really
You're like
hard.
on the lake in mid-September. You're like,
October.
God
Yeah,
dang.
October, yeah. I do feel like each season or each year we've been here has been different. And I think that almost makes it better because like this winter has been very mild up until like this week. It's been in the 40s. And I'm like, oh, this is great. But I'm just fearful it's going to hit us all in January, February. But we're going to Australia, so it's fine.
We currently have a skid steer removing the ice in front of our driveway
Yeah.
right now. That's how I had to take care of my driveway today with a skid steer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Tell me about driving in the weather. Not in the summer. That's easy.
It is, yes.
Were you guys freaking out moving up here and not having a lot of experience driving in snow and ice?
I was definitely nervous, and I've said this on here before, but before I got the winter tires on, I was sliding around everywhere. I have a Toyota Highlander, and I was sliding around one year so much, and I like almost got in a pretty big accident one time. And so I was like shaking when I was driving. Like one time my windshield wiper went off and it like made a loud noise because it was dry, and I like jumped out of my seat. I was so nervous. But once I got the winter tires on, it's like super easy to drive. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm a little confident.
Too confident? Is that no? You're fine.
Our roads are really well maintained here, so I think if you have the right tires, then and you're driving somewhat safely, then you're good. We now live on the top of a mountain, and it's also a bus route for kids, so they plow it as soon as they can plow it because they got to get kids to school. So the roads are pretty well maintained, so they're pretty easy to drive on. I think the only time I was scared was that one winter where it was like -17 for like a week straight.
Was that
and
last
like
year?
no, I think it was
2
like
years ago.
3 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
2 years ago.
And my defroster could not defrost my windshield.
Oh, if you have if you have a 2023 Tahoe, they set those pieces of shit. They set the windshield wipers so low that your defroster cannot defrost your windshield wipers. So what does it do? It
Flaw.
defrosts everything on the window, and then it rolls down and freezes solid to your windshield wipers. There was a time we were driving with it, and they literally came up and it covered your windshield. I couldn't see anything. I'm going
Yeah.
like 40 miles an hour. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was a really
It was
scary
terrible.
week for driving for me. I turned on like wrong ways on the road. It was bad.
Yeah, the worst is when it's icy because then you just slide.
Ooh, random question
Yeah.
just popped into my head. 4-wheel drive, does that also make you stop faster?
No.
Does it?
I don't have 4-wheel drive, so I don't know. Just kidding.
I know the answer to this question.
So if you're wondering, does does not
Yes.
make you
Oh
stop
man,
fast.
yeah. People think that you have 4-wheel drive and that you are just
Yeah.
invincible on the road. Like those are the people. When I was a cop up here, 90% of the accidents that I had that were at fault, those people were in 4-wheel drive. You just have to be careful. Honestly, front wheel drive with snow tires does better than 4-wheel drive driving like a jackass, for sure.
Yeah.
What's your go-to comfort thing in the wintertime? Like what just warms your little hearts?
The sauna.
Okay. Oh, we didn't
That
talk about that.
sounded nice.
That's good. Yeah.
Warm stuff. Like a hot latte.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Going on
heated
vacation.
blanket.
Okay. How many pairs of Uggs do each of you own?
I own one.
2.
Okay. Just checking. That's all.
You got me a pair for Christmas. Do slippers count?
Yeah.
You have
So is that
Uggs-
3?
you have Ugg slippers?
No, that's 2.
Okay. That's reasonable. What I mean, what do you say to women that are thinking about moving here and are like nervous for all the things we're talking about? Is it worth it to you guys? Looking back, you've both been here some years now.
100%. I would never go back. I love the 4 seasons here. Winter is long. I will not lie. It sucks in February. Like, it's just the time of year where I don't want to be here. I'm over it. But that makes the spring and the summer so good. Like, I feel like we don't take our summers for granted here, and we just live our summers like to the max because they're not that long. Whereas, you come from California and you're like, oh, it's sunny again. Let's, go inside. And so I just feel like you live more intentionally here because our seasons are we have 4 distinct seasons, and each season is beautiful. It's wonderful to wake up to a white Christmas. We never had that in California. And the beautiful colors in the fall. We never had trees that changed colors. So it's really pretty here in the fall. Summer is beautiful. I mean, it really is just a couple months out of the year that it's kind of like, ugh, it's just gray and cold. But I feel like it makes you appreciate the rest of the year so much more.
I think for me, I 100% would never go back, and I don't regret it either. But that's the only negative is a couple months of the year where it's kind of dark. But we stay busy enough where it doesn't really bother me, and then we do our vacation in February, March, or whatever. So it doesn't work. But the community, the friendships, just the vibe, everything makes it all worth it to me.
Yeah. And everybody's going through like those sucky months together.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
you still have your community and you still are purposeful with things. So makes it worth it.
Yeah.
What about
Any
you
more?
guys?
Yeah.
I like life.
What do you want? Do you
Life's
guys
good.
regret moving here?
They like to be cold, so they
Yeah.
love it.
And I was telling my
Yes,
mom
this isn't about
yesterday,
us.
she's like, you'll probably move away here someday. I'm like, we'll never move out of Idaho. We'll probably have a house somewhere else and like do the snowbird thing. And I was like, well, actually, it'll be me and Renee.
Yeah.
And then Dave and Seth will stay back.
Someone's got to keep the houses warm and cut firewood. And
We just want to be the rich bitches.
Someday.
We're going to the Arizona house. Be back in 2 weeks.
Wow. Hey, you can vacation at theirs. That'd be great.
No.
Awesome.
I think did we cover it all? I feel like we hit everything. I hit the big
I know.
points.
I don't even know what this was about. So I was just
This
here.
is about- Thank you for
surprise.
showing up. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a surprise.
Girl
well,
stuff.
Yeah.
it was, and it's like because I don't know how to answer. We get these questions like, is there a place to get my hair done? I'm like, I think so. I don't know. I haven't shaved my own head for 20 years. I haven't
Yeah.
paid for a haircut in that long, so I'm not the
Yeah.
guy to ask that.
But there are barbers to go to where
There
you can get your
are.
beard
There-
shaped
That's
and
true.
all the
Cool
things.
hip
Like
barbers,
a
yeah.
lot of cool hip barbers here. So if you do
Yeah.
have hair and you're a dude,
Yeah,
then
good point.
You can
You
talk
go
to
to
our
bar-
videographer.
And
Maverick, the locker room.
beard care is a big deal
Yeah.
too. If you're a dude and you live in North Idaho, you have to have some type of facial hair.
I'm going to shave mine tonight.
No, please don't. I can't handle it. You look like a shaved testicle.
I'm going
Bald
to shave
baby.
yours.
In
You
my
watch.
sleep.
I'm going to get yours. You watch.
You wouldn't be able to handle it.
I'm gonna get
This
it.
is disgusting.
I'm
Yeah.
going to get it.
Like an alien baby. Well, I think we covered it all. Thank you guys.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, gals.
Sorry to pull
you sure
you.
you don't want to talk about guns or politics?
Sorry to pull you away. Okay, what's your favorite
just
gun to
kidding.
carry in the woods, Renee? Like
This one.
done.
Bob, can we delete that? Can we-
Keep it. Love it.
I have a bell for my deer. Okay, that is what I do. Is I
Call your deer with the
Yes,
bell, and then you
yeah.
can feed them. That's adorable.
She does. She got a bell yesterday.
Yeah.
So you're
Right.
training them?
I'm really excited about it. Yeah.
Little Pavlov's response or whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. So if you have more questions, if you're out there and you're of the female type, there's only 2 in Idaho, right? Isn't that in the law books now? Males and
2.
females?
Yeah, there's
only
2 genders in Idaho.
So there you go.
So pick
Okay.
one. Well, let it be picked for you.
You're born that way.
There we go.
If you have more questions, we can put you directly in we know where to find these ladies. We can put you directly in contact with them to ask these questions. If you're a woman, if you're a dude and you would get in contact with our wives, we're going to have a talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no reason for that. But if you're a woman and you would like to know more about girl stuff,
Unless you're really rich
love
and you
it.
can entertain
girl
an
stuff.
Arizona house, then maybe we'll let you talk to
Yeah,
them.
we'll talk. Hey, thank you guys for listening. Hope you found this information beneficial. If you're thinking about making the move up here, especially for the women folk out there, we want you to feel included. Your voice matters. So enjoy that. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you guys have additional questions, please feel free to reach out. We can definitely put you in touch with the ladies as well if you want to go directly with them. So if you guys are thinking about making the move right now or 12 months from now, give us a holler. We would love to help you on this end.